Hi, so it's actually currently Sunday night, but Saturday I was a little bit busy. But I got up at, I don't know, like 10:30. I got up at 10:30. And Casey and I just had a slow morning because, I slept over at her house last night. And so, or not a slow morning, but we got up at 10:30 and left the house at 11:30, so not rushed. And we caught the bus to the bus station, and then from the bus station we caught a bus to Gibraltar because today we went to Gibraltar and it was amazing. So we got there and we went through customs and everything because it's a different country, and so we showed our passport, and you have to show your passport twice because the Spanish people have to check it, and then the Gibraltarian, I don't know, people have to check it. And so we got in, and immediately after getting in, someone was like, "Hey, you should join our tour, whatever. And I was like, "Well, what is it?" And they were like, "Well, so it includes going up the mountain and seeing the monkeys and going in a cave and going in the old British bunker and all this stuff." And we were like, "Okay, how much is it?" And they were like, €50. And I was like, "Ooh, that's a little steep." And they were like, "Yes, but okay, so most of Gibraltar is a nature reserve, and so almost all of it is a nature reserve, and the monkeys are part of it, obviously, and so it's €30 just to get into the nature reserve, on foot or by yourself if you have your own car or something. But if you were to pay just the €30 to go in, you wouldn't be able to see the cave, you wouldn't be able to see the British bunker, and it's 6 hours to go across the mountain, which was too much. And so we were like, okay, I guess for 20 extra euros it's worth it because it's a van plus 3 activities. And so we decided to do it. But honestly, I think it was worth it because I'm a little bit cheap, but I really think it was worth it because we got in the van, and first of all, the tour guide was cool. The accent was throwing me off though because he was his first language was English, but then he also learned Spanish because you just pick it up on the street. And so he's completely fluent in both of them, the slang and everything, completely fluent in both of them. But when he speaks English, he has a little bit of a Spanish grammar, a Spanish accent or something. I don't know how to explain it, but it's weird. It's interesting. It's it almost feels like English isn't his first language, but it is. I don't know. But anyway, we had a tour guide, and he brought us to, can't remember where we went first. I think we went to see a cave first, and so, we stopped along the way at some viewpoints and took pictures and everything and saw a monkey, and then our first actual stop was the caves, and so there was a light show, and we saw stalagmites or stalactites, I can't remember which is which, but it was really cool. And then we went up to this sky viewing point or something and got some really cool pictures and saw a bunch of monkeys. Oh my gosh, there were so many, and Casey held hands with one. It was amazing. And then we went to the old British bunker, which was really cool. I'm not much of a history geek. It was cool. It was really long, so we walked through the whole thing and took pictures. I didn't take that many. Hopefully Casey has some. And then he dropped us off in the city center, which is literally, there's one main street, and so we walked down the main street and got lunch. I got a typical English breakfast for lunch. Don't ask me why, but it was so good. It was exactly what I wanted, and so I do not regret my decision. I ate it all. I was so hungry. Oh my gosh. And then we walked down the street and did a little bit of shopping, but it was all really, really expensive, and so I got one sticker, and that was all. And then we took the bus back to Algeciras because by then it was 6:30. So we caught the 6:30 bus back to Algeciras and went downtown. And then we met up with Jackson and Amalia and Jackson's host sister and the host sister's friend because today, or that day, was Jackson's birthday. And so we were having a little celebration for him. And so we went out to get burgers, and it was delicious. And by then Chloe had joined us. We went out to get burgers, and it was delicious, and they even gave us this little mini burger gum, and it was cool. And we walked to go to this pool place, and so we played pool. Well, they played pool, and I watched because, I don't know, I'm cool with just watching, and it was so fun. Honestly, that was such a fun night. I love that friend group. It was so much fun, just laughing and talking, and it was so fun. And so we played pool there, and honestly I thought that I would go at 10 because that's when the last bus is, and also I didn't want to stay out late, but I ended up staying until 11:30, and then we got home at like 12. But I really, really, really enjoyed hanging out with them. It was like just everyone was constantly laughing. I really enjoyed that night. And then we came home, and Casey and I went to bed as soon as we possibly could. Well, I braided her hair, and then we went to bed. But I had trouble sleeping. I don't know why. I fell asleep and then woke up very soon after, and then couldn't sleep for a while after that, which was very disappointing. But yeah, that was my day. Hey, so today is actually Sunday. I woke up at 5:30, which is why it was so painful to go to bed at 12:30 last night. But I got up at 5:30, got 5 hours of sleep, and got up bright and early, but actually not bright because it was still dark. And we caught a taxi to the train station because there were no buses at that time. Caught a taxi to the bus station because there were no buses at that time because it was too early. And so we actually got in the wrong one because the guy picked us up even though it was supposed to be a different person, and so he kicked us out and made us get the other one, but it was okay because we caught it. And so we went to the bus station and caught the bus with Amalia, Jackson, and Chloe, and so there were 5 of us, and we went to Malaga today. And so it was like a 2-ish hour bus ride during which we all slept, or at least tried to. And then we got to Malaga, and we took a taxi to this meeting place because today we went rock climbing. I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like rock climbing, but it also wasn't just climbing stairs. I'll show pictures. But we climbed up a mountain with the best tour guide ever. And it was so far though. We climbed up so high, and then zip lined a little bit, climbed up further, did a tightrope, climbed up further, did another tightrope, and then climbed back down, and had some nuts and juice boxes and stuff. But it was so much fun. It was so long though. We probably got on the mountain at definitely by 10, probably more 9:30. And we got down at 1:30. So yeah, but it was so much fun. We all agree that was peak exchange student experience right there. And then the ride back to Malaga, because the rock was or the mountain, cliff, whatever, was 45 minutes out of Malaga. And so the ride back to Malaga was also such a vibe because we were just listening to music, driving on the country roads. Tour guide was amazing. We were chatting with him. This group is so fun. It was oh my gosh, this is peak exchange student experience right there. It was amazing. And then the tour guide dropped us off in the center, and we found lunch. I got a kebab, and then we just walked around the center for a little bit, and then we went to the beach to sit and chat for a little bit, and it was really fun. And I got them to sign my Spanish flag because I have a Spanish flag for people that I meet to sign, so that way when I come home I can hang it up in my room as a little remembrance thing. I don't know. And so it was really fun. It was really fun just chilling on the beach. And then I had to say bye to Jackson because that was probably the last time I'll see him. It's the last time we'll see him before we leave, and it might be the last time I ever see him. And then we went, and then because he left first, and then Amalia, me, Casey, and Chloe walked to the bus station together because we were all picking up blah blah cars, which are basically, it's organized carpooling. Someone's hey, I have extra room in my car, and they're okay, I'm going to the same place, can you drive me? And they're yeah, cool. And so you have to pay, obviously, but it's so much cheaper than the buses and also faster. And so we caught blah blah cars because don't go alone, because just in case you don't want to get kidnapped or anything. And so me, Amalia, and Casey went in the same blah blah car, and then Chloe went in another one, but it was okay because there were other people in that one. And so we caught the blah blah car, and it was perfect because the route he was taking went through Algeciras to Jerez. And so we could both take the same car even though we don't live in the same cities. And so we took the same car and talked to the driver, and he was chill, he was nice. And we dropped off Casey and then continued on to Jerez. And then he dropped off me and then Amalia, and then I came home, and the ride was 3 hours total. And I came home and like quickly dropped my stuff off upstairs, and then I went downstairs to tell Maribel about how my weekend went, which was amazing. And then I had dinner, and then I came back upstairs and quickly rushed to unpack everything. And then now I am rushing through these videos because it is 10:15 and I have yet to get ready for bed or like plan anything for tomorrow. And I'm like really tired because I didn't get enough sleep last night, and I have school tomorrow, bright and early. But again, not early because not bright because it's dark. But anyway, this was an amazing weekend. I loved it so much. It was great. And yeah, that was my day.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Hello, how are you? Come on.
Yes.
Okay, you can go.
I can go?
Yes, sure.
I'm going.
Bye bye. Adios. No, she will not. Hola chicos, ¿cómo estáis? Look at me. Hello. Hola chiquititos. Look, hola.
Hey guys, we're in the mountains. Yo. We just came from up there, but higher, and now we're back down.
We survived.
We survived! Woo! Right now we're eating a
Hey, so today I was back at school. So sad, but it was okay. I got up and got ready for the day, and the moon was so pretty today. Oh my gosh, it was so big, and I actually got a decently good picture of it, so that was cool. But then I went to school, and my first class of the day was lengua, and again I did the video, and it was fine. It was a little bit boring, but it was cool. It was less boring than just sitting in class. And then after that was, normally it would be PE, but my PE teacher is gone until I leave, and so it was just Guardia. And so I was talking to, I was just like talking to people, and like, I don't know, they were doing homework, but I didn't have anything to work on. And so I was talking to them, and then I was like, oh hey, do you want to sign my flag? Because, you know, I'm like getting people to sign the flag so I can take it home and everything. And so they were like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, yeah, so I want to get like everyone to sign it, but I don't want to go around because I'm shy. And one of the guys was like, do you want me to go around and get them to sign your flag for you? And I was like, that would be great, thank you. And so he went around and like got people to sign the flag, and I don't know if the entire class signed it or like the people who wanted to. I don't know if they signed it all. Yeah, I don't know if they all signed it, so I'll ask eventually. But that was so nice of him. I appreciate it because like I would not have been able to do that. But while he was doing that, these two girls taught me how to play a card game that I always see them playing during recreo, and I've never understood how it works because you literally get dealt one card, and from there you play an entire round. So I was like, how does this work? What is this? And so I learned it, and so I will definitely be teaching people back home because how could I not? And it was really cool. I'll have to get some clarification on the rules, but like it's chill. And then after recreo was... before recreo was chemistry, and then was recreo, and then after recreo was lengua. No, it was English, and then after English was philosophy, and philosophy was cool. She really made us think, and then after that was technology, and honestly in technology I was just reading behind the computer the whole time, but like, who cares? I'm literally leaving so soon. Like, even if the teacher caught me, first of all, I don't think they would say anything. Second of all, like, what can they do? I'm reading. Like, it's not even anything bad. It's not like I'm watching TV. I'm reading. Anyway, and then after school, I got a ride home, and I had lunch, and then I came upstairs and just, like, I don't know, caught up on, like, people's social media, because I have not been looking at my friends' stories, and, like, watched, like, a little bit of YouTube, and then I called my mom, and tried to get some stuff at the community college figured out, and did not. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. And then, like, had a little bit of a breakdown, but only a tiny one, and then I posted, like, made posts on Instagram, and it took so long. Oh my gosh, tell me why making Instagram posts takes so long, but it was cool. It was fun. And then I went down to dinner, and then I came back upstairs, and I made sure to take a lot of vitamins today, because I feel like I'm getting sick. I'm so sad. But at least I can sleep in tomorrow, because I am skipping school. I'm going to Cubby's, and so I can sleep in a little bit. But yeah, that was my day. Hey, so it is actually currently Wednesday, because yesterday I got home late, but yesterday was so fun. Oh my gosh, I slept until 10:30 and took a shower and washed my hair and everything and had breakfast, and then I headed over to the train station, because today I went to Cubby's with my friends, and so I took the train to Cubby's and they took the bus from Algeciras. And yeah, we met up in Cubby's, and we did like some shopping on the way to lunch, because our lunch place was like in the center. So we did some shopping on the way, and then we got to Sushi Panda, because on Tuesday Sushi Panda has all you can eat, and so of course we went. It was like 7 wait, I'll get there. And so we got there, and we were determined to eat to get our money's worth, and so we ate so much. Oh my gosh, we were all very full at the end, but it was so worth it. It was amazing. We had the best time, and then we took mirror pictures with our little food babies. Yeah, it was really fun. And so we each paid $17.50, and if it weren't for the deal, we would have paid like 96 euros, and we saved like 42. Can't talk. We saved like 42 euros, which is great, amazing. And then after that, we went to get boba, or rather, Casey and Chloe got boba, because that's who I was with. Casey and Chloe got boba, but then Chloe was dying of like how full she was, and so then she ended up giving me like half of it. And so then we were like walking around, and we decided to go to the beach, because Chloe wanted to swim. Actually, she didn't want to swim, she just wanted to like put her feet in. Anyway, we went to the beach. Chloe was in the water a little bit. Me and Casey were walking, and then the three of us were walking, and then we just goofed around a lot and took pictures and made videos, because it was our last time seeing each other for who knows how long, and so we made sure to document it. And also at lunch, Casey gave me a gift. She gave me a Punamu, which is like a really meaningful thing that most Kiwis wear. And so she gave me one. She gave me and Chloe one, and then Chloe gave me this little koala clip. And so, oh my gosh, I feel, yeah, it's amazing. And also before going to the beach, we got matching seashell bracelets, and so we took pictures of those on the beach. Yeah. We were very coordinated. It was great, and I had such a great time. And then after that, we went back into the center and bought some more stuff. And then we went to McDonald's, because I had posted on my story one of the videos we made about how I'm leaving soon, and this guy was like, oh my gosh, when are you leaving? I was like, Saturday. I was like, I'm actually in your town right now if you'd want to stop by and sign my flag. He was like, sure. And so we met up with him at the McDonald's, and he signed my flag and we signed his flag, and it was great. And then I walked with Casey and Chloe to the bus station and saw them off. It was so sad. Oh my gosh, it was really hard to say goodbye to them. I didn't think it would be so hard. But we had a really great day, so that was good. And so I said bye to them, and then went to the train station, which was right next door, but I realized that I lost my bus card. My bus card and my train card are the same thing, and I lost it. I think it's because I accidentally pulled it out of my wallet while taking something else out and just didn't realize. So that sucked, and so I like snuck onto the train, because it's like you scan your card to go through the gates, but one of the gates was already open, so I was like, okay, I'll just sneak in, because technically I've already paid them. I just haven't like used up the money. Like, they have it, okay, I swear. And even like it was only like 1 year anyway. So yeah, I snuck onto the train, and then it was like an hour train ride home, and I got into the train station at 10, and then Muddy Bell was very kind and picked me up because the buses were done running at that point. She brought me home. I had dinner at like 10:15, and then I figured out SEC stuff because oh my gosh, it's such a pain, but I think I'm finally getting it. And then I went to bed, and I was so tired. Oh my gosh, I went to bed at 11:30 and then got up at 7:10, and so this is not good because I'm still a little bit sick, and so I need to be getting more sleep, not less, but oh well. Anyway, so that was my day. It was so much fun. Oh my gosh. And I'm so surprised by how close I've gotten to Casey and Chloe in the little time we've known each other. I just met Casey at the beginning of December. I really met her and got to know her on December 5th. And then I really met Chloe and got to know her literally a week ago. And I've gotten so close to them. But yeah, that was my day.
Recreation of this video.
Yes, we'll be in a beach in like Brazil or something.
Yes, we'll be on a beach in Brazil.
Why don't you go to Brazil if that's the only place in South America that doesn't speak Spanish? They literally do.
Hey, so today I am still a little bit sick, and so it was so horrible having to get up on time for school today, but I did it. I got up and got ready for the day and everything, and then went to school. My first class today was Valores, and then after that was chemistry, and after that was dibujo técnico. And then during recreo, I spent it with my friend Rocío, And after that was math, and then technology, and then PE. And I really didn't do anything in class today for any of those classes. I don't know. And then after that, I just got my ride home from school as usual. And then I had lunch and came upstairs and tried to take a nap, but I just couldn't sleep. I don't know. So I read for a little bit, and then I got back up and edited because I had so much editing to catch up on because I took so many pictures Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday, and I hadn't gone through, or I hadn't like entirely finished organizing them. Plus, I hadn't even started the editing, and so I edited Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I still have Tuesday to do, but that's okay. And then I tried figuring out SEC stuff. Didn't figure it out at first, but then finally I'm enrolled in the class I want, which is perfect. And then eventually I went down to dinner and had dinner, and then I came back upstairs and finished doing SEC stuff and did a little bit more editing. But yeah, I'm trying to get as much done today as possible because I really need to start packing. I haven't packed at all, and I leave on Saturday. And so I'm going to try to pack tomorrow, but I think I might be doing something with the family, and then on Friday I'm doing stuff with my friends at night, but like my Spanish friends, so then I probably won't be home till like 1 or 2, and so I don't know when I'm going to do my packing, guys. I'll figure it out, I'm sure, but yeah, that was my day. Hey, so today I again didn't do a lot. I woke up, got ready for the day, still feeling a little bit sick, but I'm hoping it gets better and not worse, although realistically I think it's gonna get worse. But I got up and got ready for the day. I went to school. First class of the day was math, and then technology, and I just was figuring stuff out in technology, going through emails, responding to emails, a lot of email stuff. And I wrote a letter to one of my Spanish friends because she wrote me one and it was so sweet, and so I wanted to return the favor, you know. And so then after that was philosophy, and it was kind of boring, but that's okay. And I got my teacher to sign my flag because I don't have philosophy tomorrow. Then after that was recreo, and a bunch of people from a class that I presented to came over and signed my flag. Among them was Ainhoa, because you know I hung out with her over winter break, and so she came over with some of her friends and they signed my flag. And then I played a card game with Rocio, and that was fun. And then after that was lengua. It was and I learned about La Semana Santa, which is like the week leading up to Easter basically, and it was cool because they go all out for that week. Oh my gosh. But I won't be there for it, obviously. And then after that was dibujo técnico, and then after that was English. And in that class I didn't do anything either, but that's okay. And then I got a ride home, had lunch, and we always watch TV during meals because that's just what happens. And so today I was catching up on the reality TV show that I got hooked on. It's called La Isla de las Tentaciones, and it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And so I stayed there for 2 hours finishing it because everyone said that it ended on a cliffhanger, and so I had to see the cliffhanger, you know. And then I came downstairs and started packing, and I packed for like maybe 2 hours. No, I don't know. I don't know how long I packed for. And I talked to my mom, and then I went on a walk because since I'm sick I don't want to go running, so I went on a walk instead. And then I came back and figured out some more community college stuff because it's so complicated. Oh my gosh. And then I went down to dinner, had dinner, came upstairs, did a tiny bit more packing, and now I'm pretty much packed, and I think everything's gonna fit in my 2 suitcases, but I'm a little bit suspicious because it's fitting too well, so I feel like I'm forgetting something. We'll see tomorrow. I'll figure it out tomorrow. But yeah, and then now I'm recording this and I'll get ready for bed and go to bed. So yeah, that was my day. Hey, so today was my last day at school, which is absolutely crazy. It was also my last day in Spain, which is even crazier. Well, it's my last full day in Spain. But guys, this is so surreal. I cannot explain to you. Like, on the one hand, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. In 2 days, I will be in my house with my cat, with my family. I will see my friends soon. Like, it's amazing. And on the other hand, I'm like, so I know I've packed, but like, it doesn't feel like anything's gonna change. Like, there's 2 suitcases in my room now instead of under my bed, but like, I don't believe that anything's actually changing. Like, I don't believe that I'm going home tomorrow. Like, it's crazy. So, anyway, today I got up, got ready for school. The very last time that I'll get ready for school in Spain. It's amazing. It's great. It's like, oh my gosh, such an experience. Because I don't know why I wake up so much groggier here than at home, and so I'm finally done with that. Got ready for the day, had breakfast, and I went to school. And it was my last day getting a ride from my friend, and so we went to school. And my first class of the day was English. And since it was my last day, my English teacher was like, okay, let's have a day where we just ask Kayla questions. And so she had already checked with me, and like, it was cool. And so today they just asked me questions in English for like half the period, because first the teacher talked for like half the period. But it was cool. They asked me some questions and I answered them, and I really surprised them by how many class choices we have at school. And then, yeah, it was a good time. And I got my teacher to sign my flag, and then after that was dibujo técnico, and I was just reading. But then I got my teacher to sign my flag again. And after that was technology. And I wrote goodbye letters to Maribel and Nella, because I will most likely never see Nella again, and I will maybe see Maribel again sometime if I am in Spain. But like, I don't know when I'd ever be in Finland, so, but it was so surreal writing the goodbye letters. And then after that was recreo, but we had a math test, and so, instead of like having free time, we just went straight to class and took the math test, and I did not study for it at all, because I was like, it counts for literally nothing, it's my last day, why study? But it was on a topic that I'm really strong in, because I had already learned it last year, and so I took it going in blind, and I got a 10 out of 10. Like, for this one, we were actually offered extra credit for 0.5 points, and so technically the high for that test was 10.5, but I didn't get that one, but I got everything else, and so I was really proud of myself. And the teacher was like, Kayla, what do you want to study when you grow up? He was like, math? And I was like kind of, like, I might study engineering. He was like, yeah, because you're really good at math. And I mean really good. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And so like, he was really nice, and I got him to sign my flag, and he probably said something about math on the flag. And it was so surreal again. Like, it's my last time ever seeing him. He's like, yeah. And then after that, my last class of the day was lengua, and I watched 2 videos. I watched it about Carnaval and about Dia de los Muertos, which is Mexican, but like, why not? And I had one last lengua class. I finished the videos 20 minutes early, and so then I was just sitting there looking at my class, goofing around. One last class goof around. Like, the guy next to me was breaking someone else's like T-Pex, which is like the like rideable whiteout, the like tape whiteout. He was breaking the thing, and I was like, why are you doing that? He was like, well, it's out. I was like, okay. And so he like was breaking the plastic, and at one point it flung up, and I thought it was gonna hit me, and I like flinched, and he was like, you're fine. It was really funny, and like, everyone was laughing, and it was ridiculous and so fun. And then at the end of class, I got my lengua teacher to sign my flag, and so I stayed late, and everyone was like filing at the door, and I said goodbye to every person. They would like go out the door, and they'd be like, bye, and I was like, bye. And so it was like, I had no idea how much I affected the people in my class, because I thought I was just a fly on the wall. I thought that I was just there, I didn't say anything, and they barely noticed me. But then people were like, I'm really gonna miss seeing you every morning, like, I'm gonna miss seeing your smile, I'm gonna miss exchanging glances with you. And I was like, oh, thanks, like, that means a lot, because I thought that I was gonna leave and they were gonna notice no change. So even if they're just being nice, I appreciate it. And so yeah, I left, and it was like, I didn't realize how much I liked the guy who sat next to me, because like, he's also quiet, and so we like get along fairly well. Like, we don't talk much, but like, you know, 2 sides of the same coin. Like, we're both pretty quiet. And so I like didn't really. He was like, yeah, next week I'm gonna come to class and I'm gonna be all alone. I was like, oh yeah, like, sorry. And so, yeah, like, I don't know, I'm gonna miss them. But then after that, I got a ride home, and I got the family that drives me to send my flag, of course. I came home, had lunch, chatted with Maribel, came upstairs, did some more packing, and then I went to hang out with my German friend one last time. It was really my second time hanging out with her, but it was really fun. We went to a cafe and got drinks and cake, and walked around a little bit. And I had her sign my flag, and it was really fun. It was a nice last little hangout. And then I came back home and got some flight stuff figured out, and then I'm recording this because tonight I'm hanging out with friends and I don't know what time I'm going to get back. So, yeah, that was my day up until now. So after that, I went downstairs and chatted with Maribel because, you know, it was my last chance. And so I chatted with her. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the light. I chatted with her and it was really nice, and then I had dinner. It was my last pizza, or my last homemade pizza from Money Bell, and it was delicious. And then I went out with friends, and so I left at like 9:30, a little bit late because I was supposed to be there at 9, and I left at 9:30, and then I got there a little before 10. And I hung out with Rocío, her boyfriend, and then 2 other friends of hers, and it was really, really fun because usually when I hang out with her, it's in a huge group, and I'm like really shy, like I don't like being the center of attention, which I inevitably am because, you know, I'm a foreigner. But it was so much fun today because I knew all of them already. I had already met all of them. And so, like, I wasn't nearly as shy. And I really had a lot of fun, and we just sat and talked, and we went to Burger King, and then Rocío and her boyfriend walked me home because her boyfriend kept being like, okay, let's go, I'm cold, let's go, I want to go to bed, let's go, and she's like, no, I don't want to go. I think it was because she didn't want to say goodbye to me, and so she's like, how about this, we go now, but we walk Kayla to her house, and I was like, okay. And so they walked me to my house, and it was really sweet, and they met my host mom very briefly. And it was really hard to say goodbye to Rocío because she's like, she took me in. Like, I really appreciate that. And like, I'm definitely keeping in touch with her. And if she ever comes to the US, you never know, then I will, of course, have to meet up with her. But yeah, overall, I'd say this was a pretty perfect last day. Hey, so I'm finally back home. Sorry for the bad lighting, I'm just so tired. But so for coming home, it was such a long process. First I got on the train from Jerez to Sevilla, and then another train from Sevilla to Madrid, and then I got a Bolt car. And my driver got changed, and so for a second I thought they canceled my ride, but it's okay, I got it all figured out. And so I got a Bolt car from the train station to the airport. I got to the airport early and got through security 2 hours early, and so then I was in the lounge and I got a bunch of free food, and it was all so delicious. Oh my gosh. And then I got on my plane, and I was just so lucky. Oh my gosh, it was not an empty flight, it was a fairly full flight, and I just happened to get the entire row to myself. And so I had 2 extra seats, and so I spread out across all 3 of them and lay down and actually slept for like 4 hours of the 7-hour flight. And then the turnaround time in New York was really short because it was Madrid to New York, and then I was supposed to go from New York to San Francisco with only an hour and a half in between. But it took forever to get my checked bag from the conveyor belt, because the flight was so big, like there were so many people, and so I did not make my connecting flight. And so the best the airline could do was get me on a flight the next morning at 6 a.m. Because I had gotten in at like 7:30 p.m. or something, or like 8:30 p.m. And so I was like, okay, well I have no other choice, so I guess I'll just do that. And so they put me up at a hotel. And so I stayed at a hotel overnight all by myself and figured out my way there and back. But they gave me a $30 voucher for dinner, so that was cool. I got these pot stickers, which were not very good, and cheesecake, which was incredibly good. And then I went to sleep and got like a little under 4 hours of sleep, which was painful, especially because the night before I'd only gotten 5 hours of sleep. At least I slept some on the plane. But then I got to the airport, and since it was so early, it was not too crowded. Got through security and everything, and then I got on the plane, and it was the smallest flight ever. The plane itself was small. There were only 22 rows, and also there were between 20 and 30 people total, which is crazy. And so we all got our own row. Like, no one had to double up. So again, I got my own 3 seats to myself. And so again, I tried laying out and sleeping, but I just couldn't. Something about the timing, or I don't know. And so I slept for like 3 hours-ish, but that's not fully sleeping. That's like trying to sleep, you know? I did not sleep very well. And I watched some TV and got free breakfast because the flight was so empty. And then we landed in San Francisco, and I got my bags, and my dad and uncle picked me up. And then I had a great day just hanging out with family. I got a little bit stressed out about unpacking, but I got it done. It was fine. And yeah, I was really, really tired, and so I went to bed at like 8:30 or something. And then no, I went to bed at like 9:30 and then got up at like 9:30, so I got like 12 hours of sleep. And I really needed it because I'm still a little bit sick. And then the next day was again really fun. I just spent a bunch of time with my family and again unpacking a little bit. And I saw my friends for the first time. It was amazing. And it was my grandpa's birthday, and so I was at his birthday party for a little bit. It was really, really fun to see my friends again. So that was my last day before school. And so I got ready for school, packed my backpack, made my lunch and everything, and then the next day was school. So yeah, that was my week, a little bit late, I'm sorry. And that was the end of my Spain trip. So I hope you've enjoyed my videos. Maybe you can check out my shorts. Otherwise, this is probably the last you'll see of me.